mind is okay. She off your mind, like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. And in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar, just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo.
Good morning to you. Happy Sunday to you. And good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and welcome to Sunday Sermon. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Tell them that Maiyegun is live. For those who have the chance of joining me today, remember, give me that thumb up under the broadcast. Share it. And thank you for joining me. So we have been hearing about unknown gunmen, unknown soldiers, unknown government. And that is what Bokohari is now represents, or let me say it's now representing. Unknown government led by unknown criminals, well, known criminals, by the way, who decided to give themselves unknown gunmen. Terrorists killing people, kidnapping people, collecting ransom in Nigeria every day like it's nothing, right? Their media and their government in Nigeria have been labeling them bandits. I don't even know how they came by that. Bandits. That used to be so old. When you talk of bandits, these are the people that will, double cross you or double cross travelers in the olden days. I'm talking about 100, 200, 300 years ago. They call them bandits. They will just attack travelers. They will rob them and do all that. Back old, but because you exhumed the ghost of Abacha by bringing back Bokohari, the lifeless mannequin inside the asshole rock. Now you have what is called the bandit for terrorists who are committing 21st century crime, terrorism. But you have unknown government that created unknown gunmen in order to create the chaos, to set up the people of the Southeast Nigeria, especially those who are dedicated Biafran, promoters. To set them up, they created unknown gunmen. Just something they did to Fela when they attacked his house, threw his mom from their, through the window. They threw his mom downstairs, and she died through that attack. And when they started, or when they launched a probe, they came back with a verdict. The attack was carried out by unknown gunmen, unknown soldiers, rather. You remember? Unknown, so they are known. I continue to tell people that if you pay attention very well, since Bokohari came in, they have used all manner of terrorism technique to commit all different kinds of crimes. And before the crimes are committed, they have their media ready to give such criminals names in order to douse the tension. How many of you even know that despite the terrorism that has put Nigeria on the map, world map of the most terrorized country in the whole of Africa, second most terrorized people in the whole world, the second terrorist capital country of the whole world. But they have names for them. They will never come out and call them or prescribe them and call them terrorists. When these criminals kidnapped school children in Kaduna, a sheikh called Sheikh Osman Gumi decided to mediate for them. He was able to locate them, but the Nigerian government couldn't locate them. But the irony of it all is this: whenever Gumi was going to meet the terrorists, he is always escorted by the Nigerian security agents, the police, the DSS, the military, and the rest of them, including the logistic of even visiting them provided by the governors of those states. So they just said they were bandits. And it was everywhere, telling everybody that these guys were just angry because government abandoned them. And true to it, the politicians in northern Nigeria chose never to call them terrorists. But look at the kind of gale, the kind of, happiness, joy, and seriousness they use whenever, they showcase whenever they are talking about the Yorubas, and they are talking about the Igbos, the Biafrans, and the Oduduwans. Because according to them, those who are killing children, those who are kidnapping school children, raping them, selling them off as slaves, just same old criminal habit of 300 years ago. You kidnap school children and you sold them off as slaves, sex slaves. Now, it is so comfortable for them that when these terrorists now return, as they are now returning to surrender, they are returning with young girls that they took as little girls, forced and put into family way. They return with them, and guess what? These northern criminals, these northern rogues, called their northern leaders, they were welcoming them and calling them. Their media tagged it, the girls kidnapped 4 years ago, girls kidnapped 10 years ago. They have returned with their husband and their family. The terrorist that they sold her to, or the one that took her as in his own share of the booty when they were kidnapping school children. So to them, they are not terrorists. They are just some children who are just angry. And when I say the politicians don't want them labeled terrorists. I'm also talking about those who pretend to be fighting them, the Nigerian military, who are actually aiding and abetting them. And many of you know this truth already. They are in on it as well. They have their own package for the terrorists. And they ensure that they must never, ever be identified as terrorists or be acknowledged as terrorists in any of their book. So that is why it is easier for their police IG to order the killings of innocent people in Imo State yesterday. It started 2 days ago when they moved over 30 trucks of ammunition to the eastern Nigeria. I don't know why. But yesterday in Imo State, it was another bloodbath. They were looking for the ESN member, they said. They are looking for IPOB member, they said, because according to them in their law, IPOB members are terrorists and they are also the unknown gunmen, which they know they are unknown gunmen, but they told you they are unknown and they said they are unknown gunmen. Suddenly, innocent people are being picked up, arrested, beaten, even killed to make that unknown gunmen real. That is their government. And when somebody said some people in this government are in bed with terrorists, you know what they said they are going to do to that retired naval officer, Commodore Kunle Olawumi? First, they declared him wanted for daring to come out and said all he said. Then when they realized that that's not good for optics, it's not good for optics, so we'd rather invite him. This was somebody who was with them in the intelligence community of Nigeria up till the 2019. And rather than for the insecurity to abate, to stop, it got escalated. I mean, it became escalated, I would say. Now they are inviting him. But up north, the real terrorists who have the capacity to shoot down a jet, a fighter jet, are never going to be declared terrorists. And that was what Commodore Kunle Olawumi told us. He said the reason why they would never be designated as terrorist organization, including the Fulani terrorists, the reason why they wouldn't ever designate them as a terrorist is because they are the ones in government. The chunk part of northern Nigeria is in control and command of terrorists. I have been saying that for ages. And every day, more and more of those who knows are coming out to verify and confirm that indeed there is no reason why terrorism lasted this long in Nigeria, if not because those who brought them are now in power. I don't know how many people they have killed so far, or they killed so far in Imo State. But Opuzodijo, the hopeless governor of Supreme Court governor of Imo State, is so hell-bent in spilling, sacrificing, spilling the blood of his own people just to satisfy those who put him there. Innocent people. Some of them have been picked up and paraded as arrested as ESN members. Innocent people. You remember Gloria Okolie, the young lady they kidnapped, just like what happened in Imo State yesterday. That was how they kidnapped Gloria, a young lady, 21-year-old girl. They took her. They did not document her. Abakiyari, the loan collector, kidnapped an innocent girl. Among other people they kidnapped. And they took her hostage for months. they turned out to house help, sex slave to these dirty criminals wearing uniform with their dirty uniform in that country in the name of fighting the ESN and IPOB. The news broke and they said the police IG was going to, the police IG set up a committee to go and investigate that. The committee came back within just 3 hours and they said she is a spy girl, and with other jargons they pop up. Same way they cook up all the lies just to justify, justify their murderous campaign, and at the same time to massage the ego of a ghost, lifeless mannequin, Bokohari. Innocent people are being subjected into this Cold War unleashed on the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria by the Fulani terrorists in government of Nigeria. Somebody told us that. Unknown gunmen, unknown soldier, unknown helicopter. Have you heard of that? Unknown helicopter. Aha. Just a few days ago, the reports came that the Nigeria gunboat, the Nigerian gun chopper, flew over the creek where civilians were traveling in a canoe, and they've opened fire on them. The numbers of people killed, we don't know yet. And when the reports came, they said it's an unknown helicopter. Unknown gunmen. Who doesn't know the gunmen, the terrorists, and the way they operate? When these terrorists who first wanted to show their presence and dominance in northern Nigeria, they started attacking police stations. They were burning down police stations in northern Nigeria, in Borno in particular. At the end of the day, these politicians abandoned those communities for these terrorists for years now. There's no police station in so many parts of northern Nigeria. No, you will never see one. Katsina State governor came out and he said, out of 35 or so local government they have in Katsina State, 34 of them are in control of the terrorists as we speak right now. As the chunk and the largest part of their different local government, the communities in their different local government areas are now being controlled by terrorists. Don't call them bandits. They are not bandits. They are terrorists. Islamic terrorists. The jihadists, hiding behind different names and the image they want you to believe. They are operating same way. Jihadists, Islamic terrorists. They've taken over almost everywhere. There's no authority in more than 2/3 of the part of northern Nigeria. Just yesterday, Sultan of Sokoto came out and he said, they are killing us. They are killing people. In fact, we buried many of our people secretly without telling the media. He said, that's the Sultan, their Sultan. He said, just this week, we are now in a new week, this past week, they buried over 78 people killed by Fulani terrorists and the Boko Haram, because in Sokoto, where they are Sultan, that place, Ansaru terrorists control that place. And Ansaru terrorists have pledged their allegiance to ISIL in Syria. And now, good enough, Taliban has come back to power in Afghanistan. That is a moral booster for them, moral booster. Sultan of Sokoto said they secretly buried over 78 people, human beings, killed by terrorists because they didn't tell the media. You know why they didn't want to tell the media? It is going to look bad. This is them in power. They use all they had to bring their favorite jihadists to power. Now, the jihadist is doing exactly what a jihadi would do. So they can't complain openly. That is why they will ask you to pray. Please don't let us break up. We know that Buhari has frustrated all of you. We know that all these terrorists in government and their supporters and their promoters and everything, they have frustrated many of you to say you want to leave. Please don't leave. Please. Some of us, we can do better than Bokohari. We are sorry. Okay, we are sorry. And all these things about unity begging and all of that. The reason is because they can't come out clean. Coming out clean. Will validate all our position that our continued existence with Nigeria will be at our own detriment and at our own loss. And for the sake of our own children, we should never, ever settle for less anymore. Settling for Nigeria is settling for less. You have seen it all. Why should you stay? That's why they are trying to say, well, they know that, see, apart from this jihadi thing that Bokohari is pushing, they themselves, they know that the rogue, the lifeless Maiyegun, is also incompetent. Somebody that couldn't protect his own wife. How can such person protect a community? Somebody who has all that power but can't even protect his own wife against the orcs, the dragons, and the bloodsuckers that are his own disciples. Aisha had to run away from Nigeria. Who would do that? She became the Nigerian first lady in Dubai. She became the Nigerian ambassador to Dubai. And altogether, she became the wife of lifeless Bokohari abroad. Even your president lives abroad. Your first lady lives abroad. You know why? As Aso Rock looks safe, as he feels safe from outside, they know it's not safe for them. It is a prison. And it is the more they isolate themselves, the more paranoid they will become. And as they become more paranoid, the more destructive they will do. Self-destructs. They kidnapped Bokohari's in-law. That man is the Magaji of Daura. I don't know if that's the name they call them, Magaji. Is the leader of Daura community. Someone you can call a Bale. Chief. The head of the community. Oh boy, that man is in-law to Bokohari. They kidnapped the guy, took him from Daura to Cameroon. Last, when they killed those they will kill around him, and they kept those they will keep, and he paid the ransom, that's how the guy came back to Katsina. Since then, the guy has managed to detach himself from Bokohari. Like this will if he protect anybody. To the point that Bokohari himself ran away from Katsina. No joke, true life story. Somebody that couldn't protect his own wife, that his own children have been shuttling between Dubai and London for the past 3 years. They couldn't sleep inside the asshole rock. So some of these sultans, that is why they are now feeling like, oh boy, we don't finish them. We don't spoil. If we manage to drag the rest of Liejiriya to remain as part of the northern Liejiriya, we must never do this kind of mistake again of this Bokohari of a thing. But the thing is, they can go and make deal with those old losers, selfish, greedy scums, those scavengers, those pickpockets, those lazy, unproductive animals called the southern leaders that are in bed with them, telling them that, don't worry, our people just like to shout. You can make all the deal in the whole world with them. By the time the sky comes crashing, it will consume them, just same way to consume those of you from that northern Nigeria. No joke. It's coming. I can feel it. It is coming. Where everything you see now, you shall see no more. Say amen to that. I can feel it. fraudulent people killing people to keep power that is not in any way beneficial to the same people. And if you speak up, you become the target of the organized cabal, the criminals who think that, well, the only way to keep power is to keep and maintain the strong grip and violence. And of course, don't forget, continue to weaponize poverty. That's the only way they are keeping power. Weaponize poverty, keep the violence going, do not let it stop. People are scared, people are worried. Tell them only us can protect them, even if we are the one killing them. Scary, isn't it? Yes. And not just that. A man came out to tell us what we already know. But just to validate it. And some of you are now feeling like, hey, I am hearing this for the first time. Oh, I am. And say if insecurity lasts longer than 24 hours, then the government is behind it. And say, now, Abacha daughter, get the quotes. I don't know. I've been seeing it around. And it is true. If any violence erupts anywhere or criminality goes on in any part of Liejiriya and it lasts longer than 24 hours or 48 hours, but trust me, my brothers and sisters, dear brethren, your government is behind it. The first person to tell us that was this guy.
We are just applying military force and we think we can resolve our insurgency. It's not going to happen. I've been in government. I've run a territory. And I know the amount of information I get, security reports that I get as minister. The president gets 50 times that. And I put it to you and I challenge anyone, including the DGSSS, to this. The SSS know who these insurgents are. They are not ghosts. They know them. The president knows them. And they know what to.
That is Kaduna Little Finger, El Rufaya of Kaduna. You remember him? The president has all the information. And then somebody told us and he said, listen.
We are just applying military force and we think we can.
I spoke to the president. And sincerely speaking, he is pretty much in bed with those who are killing us. That person is no other person than this guy.
Remarks when you said you had spoken with the president and on a separate occasion, his handlers on a separate occasion. So what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for peace to reign in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle routes. There must be provision for grazing areas. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, because I raised it with him, and he insisted that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we're no longer in the 50s. We're no longer in the 60s because the population have overgrown the land what we have. Land is not increasing. But today, we have over 200 million people compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no land for open grazing, but there is land for ranching. And this is the global best practice. If we accept this, this problem will be over. And that is why most of my colleagues, in fact, the entire of my colleagues, irrespective of their party affiliation from the South, accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. Most of the states in the North have also accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. And I have recommended to Mr. President and his handlers that, look, just like we subsidize agriculture and provide subsidy for fertilizer and all that. We can do the same thing for herdsmen, because ranching, it can be a little bit expensive compared to open grazing. So
no matter, Autumn, no worry. I just wanted you to help me tell my friends that you spoke to Bokohari. Even though the Buhari idiots, the Sai barbarians, the Buharidins, the Buhari Diderins, the only thing they see about Bokohari, they don't see him. He doesn't talk to them. He's turned to what Asari called
Nigeria president now photo. Everybody go snap photo with that. Say our president they snap photo with the Bishop of Archbishop of Canterbury. Hey, snap photo with the Rogers. Hey, snap photo with this one. Now president now photo on a vote. Your president is now a picture. Photo. Not be juju be that. Not be when our fathers die for a dollar and we they care for them, keep them for house, they pour libation. You lose a prayer and say. Buhari boy, you lose Buhari prayer. Oro lose that. Do no ruler. Chitombo are bofu.
Bofu. I'm still trying to find the meaning of that. Ranching is a private business. We all know that. But since the northern Nigeria and the elite from northern Nigeria continue to make the northern Nigeria like the orphan, fatherless, motherless baby that need the support of the generous southern Nigeria. So therefore, they can use the money from southern Nigeria to give them free land and then open ranches for them. They are still not ready. I know they are not ready. But Autumn is talking. He was profiling a solution that Bokohari was not interested in, because Bokohari knows that it wasn't about ranching. It is about land grabbing that will become permanent land for these invading Fulani armed terrorists from the Sahel, the desert wanderers. It's not about land. Somebody told us better. Maybe this will make better sense to you.
It's not about sentiment. It's that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. It's not about sentiments. It's that they lie within the policy strategic level. But basically they are operational guys. So when you have policy problem, then they cannot go beyond their masters. They can write intelligence report and say this is what is going on. And we've seen that the present government know what is going on.
I'm sorry, is this a policy problem? I mean, the laws are clear. If someone is said to be involved in something as devious as this, the laws are clear. This person is meant to be arrested, questioned. I mean, it's quite clear. So is it a policy problem? We have the laws. So what is stopping the security agencies from actually enforcing the law, since that's what they are?
I think what is stopping them is like when you are a member of a church and your pastor have decided to be at a certain level of spiritualism and you're a member of that church, you cannot be higher than your pastor spiritually. You can't, no matter what you do.
So this is the same religion you spoke about?
Yes. In real life, you see that the defense secretaries cannot conduct any operations that is not sanctioned by the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yeah. They cannot.
No matter how small, little
they cannot. So when the Yar'Adua government decided to put an end to Niger Delta militancy, that was in 2007. What he did was simple. He called all the security chiefs and all the intelligence chiefs and tasked them to come up with a solution. The Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Intelligence Agency, the Department of State Services were called with the Inspector General of Police and the Interpol to come up with the solution to the problem. Then the problem was Niger Delta. The president was Yar'Adua. He was dispassionate. He wanted to solve the problem. Within 6 months, we solved the problem. I remember I have to go to Angola to go and bring Herioka, and nobody in Nigeria knew what we did. All we know is that since 27, 28 that we conducted our operation under Yar'Adua, Niger Delta issue has remained manageable. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased, in fact, they're going to induct the Sopeto canoe jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, when you say the DSS, and they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. When I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yar'Adua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the commander-in-chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in the Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
You know, assuming but not conceding that, I mean, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about too. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because we did, normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle, okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol.
I hope that makes sense to you. I decided to play that stretch of that interview because of the information therein. I hope that opened the cascade better. Bokohari and the guys in his government are those whose body language, and it's not even a matter of body language, it's a directive. Kill any Yoruba that is carrying any flag and calling Yoruba nation. Kill them. Shoot and kill any Biafran we see with flag or anything anywhere. In fact, even if you don't see them with flag, go into their houses and shoot and kill them. But when you see your brother with AK-47, come on. You need to allow him to drop that gun and repent. That's the deal. This is not body language anymore. So you know what he's talking about. And just 24 hours after that video came out, what is 24 hours? The same day that interview was broadcasted, they invited all those guys who were speaking in that studio. They invited all of them to Abuja. NBC invited them. Now, they've queried them. And as for Commodore Kunle Olawumi, they declared him wanted. That's Nigeria for you. He is now a man with a target on his back. Just like they did to Oloye Sunday Igboho, just like they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and still doing to him right now. They put a target on your back. Don't say it. Don't talk about it. Come on. All of these things are being done by unknown government. There is nobody. Don't blame Buhari. Don't blame APC. It's been done by unknown government. You've got unknown soldiers. You've got unknown police, unknown gunmen, unknown helicopters. What is wrong with unknown government? That is what Bokohari and gang are. Unknown government that will continue to commit the crime of unknown gunmen. Is all suicidal all along anyway. When they shot at people, when they killed people at Lekki Toll Gate, they said it was done by unknown thugs with guns. They even denied the death or the killings of anybody there. Even though Ade Pointer, Ade Gator, Governor Pointer and Kill of Lagos, Jide, was on Channels television 48 hours after they killed people at Lekki. And he confirmed that he saw the dead body. He saw those who were shot. Ade Pointer, Governor Pointer and Kill. What did he do? He recanted. He said nobody died. Nobody was shot. They were shooting blank bullets. Unknown bullets is what killed people. And the people that died, you know what I mean? They are unknown people. Can you believe that? We found one. I'll play a part of this for you, if you wouldn't mind. He survived. They thought he was dead. We forgive many of you who sat in your comfort home, different homes, and you are joining the liar Muhammad, all these children of perdition, all these Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, all of you who sat in your house and you said, Lekki toll gate killing never happened. We forgive you until you become the same victim too. Unknown soldiers did that. No single person is brought to book. Now, unknown gunmen, unknown bandits, unknown these are committing more crimes every day. Since they are unknown, there is also an unknown government protecting them. Where does that leave you? They said if you take your eye off the target, you will become the target. I don't know. I don't want to be this your motivational speaker, acquire to Maguire, but I read this somewhere. They said, if you take your eye off the target, you will become the target. Kill Nigeria before Nigeria kill you. Unknown government is in charge of unknown soldiers, unknown gunmen, unknown bandits, unknown helicopters, unknown Nigeria. That is what Nigeria will become. And you will just wake up and they will become Nigeristan. I'll say, hey, maybe they are already contemplating of changing you to United African Republic. It's be that one, sir. United, you are. United African Republic. You are. Maybe you just wake up one day, they will say you've don't become Afghan. You don't become a Nigeristan. The African Caliphate of Afghanistan, whatever that even means. The people who have the ideology, the mentality are those who are playing about with all of us right now. Let them pay for it by you stopping to give them any breathing or any life. These are a bunch of murderers in power. What they are doing in Imo State. I said that when they sent me the videos of the arrival of the military into Imo State, what are they doing in Imo State? Who are they looking for? They are looking for unknown gunmen. But when they come out, they bring people from their homes, innocent people, young children, young boys and girls. They beat them up. They parade them naked. They parade them beaten up, and they accuse them of what these guys have no clue about. And they move them, they ferry them to Abuja, to the life unknown, the torture of life unknown. Some of them never return, and they will never return. All for what? Because you have an unknown government led by the unknown bandit, unknown terrorist apologist. These ones are not unknown, no. We know them. Those behind the unknown government. And they said Thiefnubu. Now they've turned your Thiefnubu to photo. Your Thiefnubu is in London. It's now photo that everybody is coming to take pictures with. Bokohari Pro, or let me say Bokohari Pro Max. That is the future they want to hand over to their children. To Fiakwa. Before Nigeria happened to you, join others. There's this rally that's going to happen in New York. I'm still trying to collect some details on that. 1 million man march. in London. Yorubas are participating. It's organized by the Ninas. There are many others going on. Be part of this and do not be so complacent. Do not pretend that you don't know what is going on. Do not sit on the fence. Nigeria is a crime scene. Everybody that you see around there is a walking victim or potential victim. Yesterday's survivors are today's victims. Today's survivors are going to be tomorrow's victims. On and on and on and on. Nigerians are living they're just living for the day. If they're going to make it to the next. Do not continue to make yourself the guinea pig in their test lab or test laboratory. That is what Nigeria has become. A crime scene. To dear fellow brethren of my Temple of Truth today, remember this. Nigeria will never happen to you. Only if you don't let it. If you don't let Nigeria happen to you. And the easiest way for you to avoid Nigeria happening to you, do not join the gang of this one Nigeria unity beggars who can't really define what that unity will be all about. Don't be a victim of your own ignorance, and don't be a victim of your own stupidity too, right? I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have the time, join me. My friends are on YouTube. For the Sunday sermon today, only 400 of you out of almost 1,500 of you could actually give that thumb up. If you are using your device, right? Leave that chat room before you go. Give me that thumb up. I'll see you later tonight, 9 p.m. The usual. And good morning.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi.